Good morning and welcome to week 6. Before you go into week 6, don't forget to finish up week 5. I'm sure you won't forget. Do the writing exercise, but please use the online tool that will help you eliminate any overlaps with the original text that's explained in the directions. Finish up project number 1 in the final copy form. Do the project 1 reflection. Don't forget that you're writing a letter to me. The content of it should be in paragraph form. And finish up test number 1. As you move into week 6, complete the assigned readings. You're going to want to read chapters 9 and 17, a portion of chapter 9, and chapter 12, and everything's an argument. I've given you the prezzies for that, but I also included a prezzie that will be important for you to look over, especially before test number 2. It's a writing process review, and like I said, it is a review. It's a review of the writing process, which you're very familiar with, inventing, drafting, revising, proofreading, editing, all of that. So I want you to look over all of those. And as always, ask questions if you have them. But as you move further into week number 6, one big part of this week will be to kind of, after you've done this preliminary research, target a research question. What is it that you really want to know about this topic at this point? I've given you a handout on formulating research questions, and it talks about, what is a research question, how do you formulate a good research question. So I encourage you to read through that. But more importantly, what I want you to do is I want you to, carefully consider 1 or 2 things you would like answers to as you continue your research topic. Now remember, in the beginning of the semester, you had a topic journal, and in it you put some questions down about your topic. Now I want you to pinpoint a little bit more what it is exactly that you would like to learn about this topic going forward. I want you to type the question or questions into the text box and then follow it with your thesis statement. Many times, if you convert the question, or you combine those questions into one and you convert it into a statement, that in essence is your thesis statement. So for example, how does dialogic feedback practices influence student self-efficacy? Turning that into a statement would be dialogic feedback practices have the ability to influence student self-efficacy, or something like that. Now remember, the questions themselves are still in tentative form. The thesis is in tentative form, but this will help you as you move forward to the next phase of your research coming up in the next week, which will be not this week, but the next week, which will be to gather some primary research, and then after break, we're going to go back and gather a little more secondary research, and then a final set of primary research results. So giving you the big picture, but again, thinking ahead, kind of planning ahead with what exactly you would want to target as far as the angle of your research, more or less, going forward. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And again, all I want are a couple of questions or one question and a statement. I want you to just show some forward thinking about your topic. All right. And then you're going to discussion form number 3. You'll notice that it talks directly about what you've learned in chapter 9 about setting up a definition argument. So I want you to pick one of these words, and I want you to define it according to you. Think about the things, like I said, that help us create a definition argument, or to define something from our perspective and argue for that meaning. And then after you've submitted into the discussion forum your definition in paragraph form, I want you to find only one fellow classmates' definition this time, because I want you to answer all of these questions about that student's definition, what their purpose was, the intended audience, what you thought was the most convincing in regards to rhetorical appeals. Did you think that the organization of their definition worked effectively, and was it convincing? So again, you're only going to have 2 posts this time as opposed to the usual 3 for our discussion forums. If you have any questions as you're moving through this week, please let me know.